Hi everyone, we are from Group 5 of Advanced Translation. I'm Sheren Vipta Maulidya and my friends Radya Rachma and Irena Sirait. So our topic today is about translation ambiguity. Translation ambiguity occurs when a word in one language can be translated in one more than way into another language. This cross-language phenomenon comes from several sources of within-language ambiguity, including lexical ambiguity, polysemy, and near synonymy. Bilinguals play a large part in the degree of overlap between the two forms equivalent translation into language and shows a preference for related translation results. Finally, the possibility of choosing specific translation that its conditional probability of remembering an ambiguous word in such language. And then, linguistic context can act to reduce lexical ambiguity. As a result, fewer translations may remain appropriate in certain contexts. This might happen when some translations are the result of homonymy or polysemy, that is, if the word in the search language has more than one meaning. Alright, in the next slide, we found the factor leading to English ambiguity. The first one is phonological factor. It refers to the juncture, one of the phonological terminologies, the transition from one sound to another in speech. When people speak, one phoneme glides to another one, during which different combinations are produced, leading to different meanings. For example, my younger brother had a great day. The sentence can be heard in two different ways, as my younger brother had a great A, dapat nilai A, or my younger brother had a great day, memiliki hari yang suram. So, and today, lexical factor. In the lexical factor, we have two parts. The first one is polysemy. Polysemy, once a word which has more than one meaning appears in the sentence. Ambiguity tends to happen. It is also called polysemy, which may exist in nouns, verbs, adjective, and etc. For example, I went to the bank. Words bank can be translated in two ways. The first one is as a land sloping as up alongside of a river or canal, and or as establishment for keeping money, valuables. That's why to figure out the exact meaning of such words, it demands language learners careful consideration of specific contexts. And then, second part is part of speech. A word can be used as different part of speech. We always call it a multifunctional words. The sentence containing such words easily presents different deeper structures, then causing different comprehension. For example, the doctor saw the Indian dance. Words of Indian can be translated as an adjective, Indian modifies dance, or as a noun, Indian refers to a specific person. And then, third factor is syntactical. Syntactically, sentences are made up of phrases. Phrases are made up of words. Thus, there exists a kind of syntactic relation. The way the words are arranged hierarchically has an important role in determining the meaning. Cause of the ambiguity is produced. For example, old men and women. If we regard old as a modifier of both men and women, or women and old men, if we think old is a modifier of men but not of women. So the ambiguity can be captured by two different hierarchical structures, as the first one as old men and women, or old men and women. It's different. Okay, in the next slide, we found the perception and the effect. The effect of this ambiguity can cause difficulties for the translator to translate from the original language to the target language. Therefore, the process of translating can be long because the translator must first understand the context of the language being translated. But in the other hand, ambiguity has a positive impact on the receiver because it may enjoy the elegance of the expression or intelligence. However, many researchers promote the principle of polysemic avoidance and hence an ambiguity.
Okay, next. I will explain about types of ambiguity in translation. Furthermore, Katz divides ambiguity into 4 types. They are phonetic ambiguity, structural ambiguity, lexical ambiguity, and referential ambiguity. Each type is described as first, phonetic ambiguity. Phonetic ambiguity occurs in the sound production. In this case, the listeners hear the same sound of expression, but it has different meaning or interpretation of the listeners. Katz states that since the acoustic unit of speech is the breath group made up of different words become homonymous and thus potentially ambiguous. This ambiguity occurs only in spoken language such as direct conversation, in delivering speech, delivering preach, as in any other spoken language situation which consists of speaker and the listener. Next, the second is structural ambiguity. A sentence may be ambiguous because of the clause types that are involved. Structural ambiguity occurs when a phrase or a sentence has more than one underlying structure. The ambiguity stems from the prepositional phrase on the table, which can function as an adverb and adjective. Example: he is eating the fish on the table. From the sentence, we can see 2 possible meanings. First, he is eating the fish which is on the table. And second, he is eating the fish while sitting on the table. Where is one? Indeed, the existence of such ambiguities provides strong evidence for a level of underlying syntactic structure. To eliminate the ambiguity, the translation has to analyze the deep structure and surface structure of the sentence.
Okay, the last topic is about lexical ambiguity. Lexical ambiguity, sometimes one meaning of a word is derived from another. For example, the cognitive sense of see seems derived from its visual sense. The sense of weight, in example, he weighed the package, is derived from its sense in the package weighs 2 pounds. Similarly, the transitive sense of burn, fly, and walk are derived from their intransitive sense. The example, number 1, this is a good soup. Good in here can mean pleasing, or some like number 2, like I have a good daughter. Good in here is not clear about which sense is intended. On the other hand, if a word has more than one meaning in one language, then it is a lexical ambiguous. Another example, like she is a good woman. Good in here can have mean about moral or attitude. Like another example is this is a good chair. Good in here can have meaning about useful or functional. Now, about referential ambiguity. If it's unclear what a referring expression is referring to, then the expression is referentially ambiguous. For example, a pronoun is a referring expression such as it, he, they, and etc. Referential ambiguity occurs when a speaker has one referent mind for a definite expression. For example, number 1, I want to buy a magazine. In here, which magazine? We don't know about that. And number 2, I'm buying a drink to everybody here. One drink for all or for each? We don't know about the question or the sentence. Okay, the conclusion is the maximum dominant. The conclusion is the maximum dominant form of ambiguity that means located in translation is lexical ambiguity. Number 2, the conclusion, the reasons of ambiguity that mean met with the aid of using translator of their translation is due to their unknown the lifestyle and context of the textual content. So the message or the means transfer isn't identical to that during the authentic textual content, and they usually translate English textual content with the aid of using a phrase or phrase. And translating textual content from the supply language to the goal language isn't easy. It calls for a few talents and lots of knowledge, having visible the result of the author suggests. English instructors to educated ambiguity the means in addition to they encourage college students to recognize the means of the sentence in coaching mastering English. The translator's problems in translation must be concrete as quickly as feasible to boom translator talent. Okay, thank you from us. See you.